Good afternoon, students. We'll just wait a couple of minutes, then we'll start. Today I'm going to do with binomial theorem. Meanwhile, could you please go through the formulas, Janavi and Smita? The expansion, the formulas used, everything, until others come. Okay, students, let's start with the binomial theorem. So the first thing is the expansion, isn't it? So could you give me what is x plus a whole to the power n is given by what? Using the binomial theorem, x plus a whole to the power n can be written as what? Janavi and Smita, what will be the formula? I hope you remember this. Nc naught x to the power n plus nc1 x to the power n minus 1 into a plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 into a to the power 2 plus so on nc and a to the power n. This is the binomial expansion, expansion of x plus a whole to the power n. Suppose x minus a idre for all the odd terms, okay, andre nc1 idiyalla, a power 1 idiyalla, allella negative sign barutte. I will also write that for your reference. X minus a whole to the power n. So alternate plus minus ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. So nc naught x power n. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ plus ಅಂದ್ರೆ next it is minus. nc1 x to the power n minus 1 a plus nc2 x to the power n minus 2 a square minus then so on somewhere plus minus of 1 to the power n. So it depends on n. A power ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು a power 1 ಪವರ್ ಆಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ಪವರ್ ಈವನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. So it depends on the power of a. So it is minus 1 to the power n ncn a to the power n. Okay, and depends on the power of a here. Suppose you got a power 5 and the power is 5. So 5 andre odd idre negative, even idre positive. Okay, so plus idre minus idre alternate plus and minus. Okay, you have to remember that. The same thing x plus a, very important. X plus a whole to the power n can also be written as summation r is equal to 0 to n ncr x to the power n minus r a to the power r. This is very easy. ncr x ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ n minus r ಇರುತ್ತೆ and a ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ r ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So even here you can observe nc naught x to the power n minus 0 and n. Everywhere it will be like that. nc1 see x ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಿದೆ n minus 1, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು a ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. nc2 x to the power n minus 2 a square. It will be like that. Okay, you can also remember it in that manner. Okay, so x plus a whole to the power n can also be written in the summation form like this. Okay, very important. Okay, suppose x minus a ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ just minus 1 power n add ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. x minus a ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ r is equal to 0 to n. So it will depend on minus 1 to the power r ncr x n minus r yeah. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ r ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು even ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ r value is 1, so odd positive negative, even positive. So atara. Okay, so both the things I have given you. Next is the r plus 1th term. Could you give me the formula for this? R plus 1th term, tr plus 1 is given as what? Could you give me the formula? R plus 1th term, tr plus 1 is given by what? Only this thing, ncr x to the power n minus r a to the power r. As I told you, ncr ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸಾಕು. x ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ n minus r, a ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯೂಶಲಿ ಆ ತರನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, this is for r plus 1th term. And middle term alla ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. That we can do it later. Okay, next other important formulas are 1 plus, suppose a ಏನಾದ್ರೂ 1 ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, so I can write this as 1 plus x to the power n. So again agate nc naught plus nc1x plus nc2x plus so on ncn x to the power n. Very important formula, we'll be using it a lot. Next the same thing, 1 minus x whole to the power n. So alternate plus and minus. Okay, so nc naught minus nc1x plus nc2, this is x square, sorry, nc2 x square minus so on ncn x power n. Okay, so you have to remember this formula. If you remember, that's more than enough. Idu enilla, this you can write it as 1 minus x idella, 1 plus of minus x anta tagondo ide formula na use madabodu. Any one formula if you remember, that will be more than enough. Okay, and here we are using this ncr alva, ncr formula na ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. So you know NCR formula. Could you tell me what is NCR equal to? NCR formula. We have not done permutation and combination, but you might know this formula. What is NCR equal to?
n factorial divided by n minus r factorial into r factorial.
N minus r factorial into r factorial. Okay, suppose NCR is same as NC n minus r. These things you must know. Nth one, suppose you got NCR plus NCR minus 1, then it will be equal to n plus 1 CR. Very, very, very important formula. We'll be using this a lot. NCR plus NCR minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 CR. And what is NC naught value? NC naught value is how much? NC naught value is simple. NC naught is 1, which is also equal to NCN. Okay. But NC1 value is equal to n, which is also equal to NCN minus 1. Take a screenshot of this. Two more formulas. Okay. Or I'll write it here. NC naught plus NC1 plus NC2, so on up to NCN is equal to 2 power n. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, 1 plus x whole to the power n. ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು 1 ಹಾಕಿ, ಅವಾಗ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? NC0, NC1, NC2, so on up to NCN ಅಂತ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 plus 1 is 2 power n. Okay. If you take, let me take this as 13th one. Again, this is also very, very important. So take a screenshot of these formulas. If it is only the odd numbers, suppose even numbers NC0 plus NC2 plus NC4, if you take it, that is also plus so on. Or you take only odd NCN, NC3, NC5, so on up to the odd numbers, it will be equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay, both are equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. So these many formulas are more than enough. So you might get from binomial theorem 1 question pakka, max to max you might get 2 questions. Okay, 1 question antu idrinda barutte. So please take a screenshot. Now we'll start with the MCQs. If you finish it, we'll start it. Okay. I hope you have finished it. I'm going to erase it. Remember the expansion. Okay, let's start with the MCQs. Just a second. Okay. So the first question, if the rth term and the r plus 1th term in the expansion of p plus q whole to the power n are equal, then what is the ratio of n plus 1 q divided by r into p plus q? Okay. So the given binomial is p plus q whole to the power n. So rth term ಮತ್ತೆ r plus 1th term are equal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So you have to find what is the value of n plus 1 by n plus 1 into q divided by r into p plus q. So n plus 1 into q divided by r into p plus q is equal to what? Okay, so please observe. So our ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇನು? The binomial is p plus q whole to the power n. In this, the rth term and r plus 1th term are equal. So that is, we know r plus 1th term, tr plus 1 is equal to, avagale formula barsidde nanu, ncr, actual formula is x to the power of n minus r, a to the power r. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ p ಇದೆ, so p to the power of n minus r, a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ q ಇದೆ. Okay, so this is the formula, okay, for r plus 1th term. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ rth term ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, r minus 1 ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. Okay, so if you put r is equal to r minus 1, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ r minus 1, r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ r minus 1 ಹಾಕಿದೀನಿ plus 1, so ನಿಮಗೆ minus 1 plus 1 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ rth term ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? so is equal to nc, r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, r minus 1 minus r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲ r minus 1 ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. so this is the general formula. if I want the rth term, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ 1 ಬೇಡ ನನಗೆ, ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾನು r ನಾನು r minus 1 ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ minus 1 plus 1 cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. only then I'll get the rth term. Observe, now you are getting the rth term is equal to ncr minus 1 p to the power n, minus into r is minus r, minus into minus is plus 1 into q to the power of r minus 1. So from the given condition, this one, equation 1 and equation 2 are equal ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So that is, equation 1 is ncr p to the power of n minus r into q to the power r is equal to ncr minus 1 p to the power n minus, bracket na remove ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Okay, I've already removed it, minus r plus 1 into q to the power of r minus 1. So now observe carefully, ncr according to the formula n factorial divided by n minus r factorial divided by r factorial, p to the power of n minus r, q to the power r. Same thing, n factorial divided by n minus r plus 1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, factorial divided by r minus 1 factorial. Okay, now just observe this. This I can write it as p to the power of n minus r into p. Laws of exponents. p to the power of n minus r, ಈ plus 1 ನ separate ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, so that I can cancel it. ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದನ್ನ q to the power r into q to the power minus 1. Observe what are the things that gets cancelled. n factorial cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, p to the power n minus r, p to the power n minus r, q to the power r, q to the power r gets cancelled. So this, okay, left out things na bariyana. 1 by n minus r factorial r factorial is equal to, left out things here is 1 divided by n minus r plus 1 factorial r minus 1 factorial. ಅಲ್ಲಿ q to the power minus 1 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ p by q ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. Okay, now we are in the last step, we have to just simplify this, that's it. So ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ r ನ ನಾನು r minus 1 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. r factorial ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, n factorial is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 so on up to 3 to 1 alwa. So this I can write it as r factorial can be written as r into r minus 1 factorial, so that r minus 1 factorial cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ n minus r plus 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಟರ್ಮ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ r ಇದೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದು r minus 1, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ n minus r plus 1 ಇದೆ, ಇದ್ರ ಒಂದ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, n minus r plus 1 into n minus r ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 1 minus 1 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೋರಿಯಲ್ p by q, here you got 1 minus r. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ this and this gets cancelled. So the only thing that you are left is 1 by r is equal to 1 divided by n minus r plus 1 p by q. Okay, it's very, very simple. I'm just explaining and doing it. While you are doing it, you can cancel it things very fast. So now cross multiply it. Okay, cross multiply ಮಾಡಿ. So I'll just erase this. Cross multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಇದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. the question that they've asked. So R into P is PR is equal to 1 into this entire thing. So Q of N minus R plus 1. So PR is equal to Q into N is Qn minus QR plus Q. Just multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ QR ನ ಈ ಸೆಟ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. PR plus QR is equal to Qn plus Q. ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. P plus Q into R is equal to N plus 1 into Q. So ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ. If you get it this side, ಈ ಸೈಡ್ ಏನೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ. 1 is equal to N plus 1 into Q, P plus Q into R. Okay. Therefore, this value should be equal to 1. It's very, very simple. We just equated it. Equate ಮಾಡಿ cancellations ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. When I'm doing it, I'm doing each one step by step. So it seems a bit lengthy, but it's very, very easy. Okay. So this thing you have to remember. Suppose n factorial ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು expand ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ n next term ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ತಗೋತೀರಾ n minus 1. ಮತ್ತೆ expand ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ n minus 2. Usually 5 factorial ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹಂಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಬರೆಯೋದು 5. Next ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ 4. Next ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ 3. Then 2 into 1. You do it like this ಅಲ್ವಾ? Same thing. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು n minus r plus 1 factorial ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ expand ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ n minus r plus 1 into ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ನ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು n minus r. Suppose ಇನ್ನ expand ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ again 1 ನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡು. It is like that. So I hope that is clear. So the option, the correct answer should be 1. These have come in certain papers. Okay. Next one, could you try it? The coefficient of x power 7 in the expansion of 1 minus x square plus x3 plus x cube, sorry, x cube whole to the power 6 is, what is the coefficient of x power 7? Bari x power 7 du coefficient ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು. It's very, very easy. So the question is 1 minus x square plus x cube whole to the power 6. Okay. So here you want the coefficient of x power 7. Just observe. Actually, you common ತಗೋಬಹುದು 1 minus x square na common ತಗೋತೀನಿ. So it will be left with 1 minus x. Okay, this I will group it. Okay, 1 minus x na one group ಆಗಿ consider ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ minus x square na common ತಗೋತೀನಿ. So this can be written as 1 minus x into 1 minus x square whole power 6 ಇದೆ. So whole power 6. Again, this 1 minus x square can be written as 1 minus x into 1 plus x whole to the power 6. Okay, therefore 1 minus x into 1 minus x is 1 minus x the whole square into 1 plus x the whole power 6. So then I simplify ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 minus x whole to the power 12 into 1 plus x whole to the power 6. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ x power 7 coefficient ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Okay. So ಇದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we'll expand it. 1 minus x, I've already given it. 1 minus x ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? You will get it as nc0 minus nc1 x plus nc2 x square plus minus change ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Minus nc3 x cube plus nc4 x4 so on up to plus nc12 ಅಲ್ವಾ? So nc12 x to the power ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 12 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ 12 ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ನಾವು. 12c1 12c2 12c3 12c4 ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ 12c12 x to the power 12. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ. This thing I have written on the top and this thing I'll write it on the bottom. 1 plus x whole to the power 6. So same thing ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 6c0 ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 6c1x plus 6c2 x square plus 6c3 x cube plus 6c4 x power 4 so on up to 6c6 x power 6. Okay, I've written one below the other so that multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Now tell me ಯಾವ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. You want to multiply this and this. X power 7 ಮಾತ್ರ ಬೇಕು. I'll just give you one example. This 6c naught ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. So that you can take it ಅಲ್ವಾ. 6c naught into ಅಲ್ಲೇನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 12c7. ಅದರದ್ದು ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ x power 7 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So I have taken this. Okay, what is the coefficient of x power 7? So x power 7 one day time ಬರಲ್ಲ, it will come many times. You have to add all the coefficients. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಈ 6c naught ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ x power 7. ಅದೇ ತರ the 6c1 x ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. 6c1x ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು x power 6 ಜೊತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 12c6 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ x ಈ x power 6 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ x power 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು 6c1 12c6 x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ತರ ಹೇಳಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ 6c2 ನ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ x power 5. ಸೊ 6c2 12c5 x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ 4 ನೋಡಿ, ಇವೆರಡು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x power 4 ಇದೆ, ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ x power 7. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ಓಕೆ, 6c3 12c4 x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನೇನು ಬಂತು ಪ್ಲಸ್ with this now, with this and this. Okay, there is one small mistake that I'm doing, but I'll correct it at the end. 6c4 with 12c3, then 6c5 with 12c2, then 6c6 12c1. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ x power 7 ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ್ದು x power 7 ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ x power 7 ಇದೆಯಾ, x power 7 ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕಾಮನ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ x power 7 ಆಚೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ coefficients of x power 7. Okay, you have to find this and I'll leave that work. The small mistake, I have done a small mistake. Could you identify it at least? I hope this is clear. ಇದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ಈ x ಜೊತೆ x power 6 ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 6c1 12c6. ಈ 6c2 ಜೊತೆ ಏನಿದೆ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇದೆ, x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಜೊತೆ x power 5 ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ whenever it is odd ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ whenever it is odd 12c7 ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ 12c6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is positive, 12c5 is negative. So minus plus minus plus minus alternate ಬರುತ್ತೆ, plus minus. Okay, this is the actual value. So ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 6c naught 6 nc naught is 1, ಇದು 1 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 12c7 ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. 12 factorial divided by 12 minus 7 is 5 factorial into 7 factorial. So calculate it. So ಇದನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 12 into 11 into 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 factorial ಅಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ 7 factorial you can cancel. Then 5 factorial you can write it as 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 ones are 4 twos are 2 ones are 2 twos are 3 ones are 3 threes are 5 ones are 5 twos are. Everything gets cancelled. So we will ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು 12 into 11 into 2 into 3. For the first one it is 12 into 11 into 2 into 3. Okay, similarly you do it for 6c1 is 6 itself. 12c6 you calculate everything and put it, you will get it. Okay, I'll just leave this as a work. If we solve it, it will take time. So I'll just give you, but I hope the idea is clear. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x power 7 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. You have to take all those and add up. Okay, so I'll give it as a task for you. Try it later. Okay, we'll go to the next problem. In the binomial expansion of a minus b whole to the power n, the sum of fifth term and sixth term is 0. then what is a by b equal to? Okay, this also you can do it. Fifth term, sixth term, you can easily do it. And fifth term plus sixth term is equal to 0 on ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So in the binomial expansion of a minus b whole to the power n. So fifth term and sixth term. If I want to take fifth term, what should be the value of r? Namge tr plus 1 formula gottu. Tr plus 1 is ncr x to the power of n minus r a to the power r. Illi x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ a ಇದೆ, x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ a ಇದೆ and a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ minus b ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, so if I want fifth term, r ಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು? 4 ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. I hope that's clear. If I want fifth term, I have to put r as 4. So t5 is equal to nc4 x ಅಂದ್ರೇನು a ಅಲ್ವಾ, a to the power of n minus 4. ಇಲ್ಲಿ a ಅಂದ್ರೇನು actually minus b whole to the power 4. Observe ಮಾಡಿ, the power is even, so ಈ minus ನ ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. You can exclude it. So this is fifth term. Sixth term ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ sixth term ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. So it should become nc5 a to the power of n minus 5 minus b whole to the power 5. So ಈ minus ಹಂಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Since the power is odd, you can take this minus and you can retain it. Even ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೋಗುತ್ತೆ, odd ಇದ್ರೆ retain ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, if you add both fifth term and sixth term, it is equal to 0. So what is fifth term? nc4 a to the power of n minus 4 b to the power 4 minus, il minus ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. So that's why I have taken nc5 a to the power of n minus 5 b to the power 5 equal to 0. So this plus this equal to 0. I have just substituted. Minus ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ಸೈಡ್ ಕಳಿಸೋಣ. So you will get nc4 a to the power of n minus 4 b to the power 4 is equal to nc5 a to the power of n minus 5 ನ ನಾನು n minus 4 into a to the power of minus 1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. b to the power 5 ನ b to the power 4 into b ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So that I can easily cancel it. That's what I am trying to do. A to the power of n minus 4, a to the power n minus 4, b to the power 4, b to the power 4 gets cancelled. So a to the power minus 1 is 1 by a. Okay. So this you can write it as n factorial by n minus 4 factorial, 4 factorial equals n factorial, n minus 5 factorial, 5 factorial equals b by a. Okay. So here things that you can cancel. Left this n factorial you can cancel. So 1 divided by n minus 4 factorial, 4 factorial is equal to 1 divided by ಇದನ್ನ n minus 5 into n minus 4 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. 5 factorial ನ 5 into 4 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. b by a. So n minus 4 factorial, n minus 4 factorial, 4 factorial, 4 factorial gets cancelled. So that here you are left with 1. 1 is equal to 1 divided by n minus 5 into 5 b by a. I guess you need b by a, I guess. Or if a by b, we'll send that a by b the other side. Okay, we need a by b. Since we need a by b, b by a anta ide. Let me send it this side. A by b, which is equal to 1 divided by n minus 5. Okay, it's very simple. This you have to remember. R plus 1th term is ncr x to the power n minus r into a to the power r. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ a ಇದೆ, x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ a ಇದೆ, a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ minus b ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ minus b to the power 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Since the power is even, you can leave it. ಇಲ್ಲಿ minus b to the power 5 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Since the power is odd, I'm gonna keep it. So both I'll equate it. Okay, I'm sorry, I made a mistake while expanding. This would have become minus 1 alva. It is not plus, I'm sorry. One mistake, even you guys didn't tell me. N minus 4 factorial is equal to 1 divided by n minus 5 into 5 factorial equals b by a. If you observe, this 5 factorial now 5 into 4 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯಬಹುದು 4 gets cancelled, so you're left with 1 by n minus 4 factorial, ಅದನ್ನ n minus 4 n minus 5 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ -1 ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ -4 -1 is -5, so that is equal to n minus 5 factorial 5 equals b by a. n minus 5 factorial n minus 5 factorial gets cancelled, you are left with 1 by n minus 4 is equal to 1 by 5 b by a. ನಮಗೆ a by b ಬೇಕು, so if you send it this side a by b, this n minus 4 goes this side, so a by b is equal to n minus 4 by 5. That will be answer. If you want to expand, you have to put -1 -1, that is what you have to do. Okay, then the answer will be n minus 4 by 5. Option D will be correct. Okay, I'll give you the ideas for the next problem. This is a class work problem also. The coefficient of x power 7 equals the coefficient of x power -7. Then a and b satisfy the relation. What is the relation that a and b satisfy? Same thing for all this, we are going to use the same formula, r plus 1th term formula ne use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, first let me write the r plus 1th term formula. Before that, let me take the two things. Ax plus ax square plus 1 by bx whole to the power 11, the first one, and the second one is ax minus 1 divided by bx square whole to the power 11. So one really x power 7, the other one x power -7. The coefficients are equal. Okay, so idralli x power 7 coefficient and idralli x power -7 coefficients are equal. For all this, we are going to use the r plus 1th term formula. Tr plus 1 is equal to Ncr x to the power n minus r a to the power r. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ax ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇದೆ and a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 1 by bx ಇದೆ. Okay, for the first one, so Tr plus 1 is equal to n ಅಂದ್ರೆ n is 11 cr x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ax square whole to the power n minus r, a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ 1 by bx whole to the power r. This will simplify it n 11 cr using laws of exponents. This can be written as a to the power n minus r x to the power 2n minus 2r. I'm just using laws of exponents into ಈ bx ನ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ತಂದ್ರೆ bx whole to the power -1 whole to the power r ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ -1 whole to the power r is -r. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ, ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ಲಸ್ r ಇರೋದು -r ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಮತ್ತೆ b ಮತ್ತೆ x ಗೆ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ವೈ ಆಮ್ ಐ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನನಗೆ x power 7 ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ r ಅನ್ನೋ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ n is 11, so 2 11s are 22 minus 2r. Okay, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು r ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು x ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು x ಇದೆ, ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. 11cr a to the power n minus r x to the power 22 minus -2r -r will become 3r into b to the power -r. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು 7 ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ x power 7 ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ x power 7. ಸೊ ಈ 22 minus 3r ಏನಾದ್ರು 7 ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ the problem is done. So if 22 minus 3r should be 7, then what is the value of r? 22 minus 7 is equal to 3r, 15 is equal to 3r, therefore r is equal to 5. Andre fifth term r is equal to 5 andre 5 plus 1. Sixth term will be having coefficient as x power 7. So andre illi ನೀವು r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಹಾಕಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ 11c5 a to the power n ಅಂದ್ರೆ 11 ಅಲ್ವಾ. So 11 minus r is 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. Direct ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. This will become 7 into b to the power r is 5. Okay, so this, what I've done it for this term. Similarly, you have to do it for the other one. Okay, and you have to equate it. That's all you have to do it. Once I'll do it, similar kind of problems, there are many similar kind of problems like this where the coefficients are equal. Okay, so I'll give it as a task for you to solve it. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ x value ಏನಿದೆ ax and a value ಬಂದು -1 by bx square ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So So let me substitute in the formula. TR plus 1 is equal to NCR ಅಂದ್ರೆ 11CR x to the power n minus r. X ಅಂದ್ರೆ AX whole to the power 11 minus r into A andre minus 1 by bx square whole to the power r. Okay. So this will become 11CR split at A to the power 11 minus r, x to the power 11 minus r. Split ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದು ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಟು ದ ಪವರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆರ್. ಇದನ್ನು ರಿವರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೈನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Again I'll split it 11CR A to the power of 11 minus r, x to the power of 11 minus r minus b whole to the power minus r, x to the power minus 2r. I'm just using laws of exponents which you have to know what. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಇದೆ, combine ಮಾಡೋಣ. 11CR A to the power 11 minus r, it will become, if you combine it will become 11 minus 3r minus b whole to the power minus r. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಇದರದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಿಮಗೆ -7 ಬರಬೇಕು. So ಅಂದ್ರೆ 11 minus 3r is equal to -7. Transpose it, 11 plus 7 is equal to 3r. 18 is equal to 3r, therefore r is equal to 6. ಅಂದ್ರೆ r value 6 ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. Coefficient x power -7 ಬರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ it should be what to say, r value should be 6. So 6 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 7th term. 11c6, 11 minus 6 is 5. This will become -7 and this will become minus b whole to the power minus r. That is -6. Okay. Since ಇದನ್ನ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು 1 by b ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. 1 by b whole to the power 6. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ the power is even. ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ -1 by b ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪವರ್ 6 ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So it will become 1 by b power 6. Okay. So the coefficients are equal. This, that is 11c5 x a power 6 b power -5. b power -5 na 1 by b power 5 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ coefficient 11c6 a power 5 1 by b power 6. Actually 11c5 11c6 value ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ if you check it out. Okay. a power 6 a power 5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ a power 5 ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು a ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ b power 6 b power 5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೈಡ್ b ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. So what did you get? You got it as a is equal to b. That's what you got it as. Okay. That's the relationship. So remember, you use the nth term. It seems bit lengthy. Use the nth term formula. R value ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಿರಿ. Nth term formula R value equator. Okay. So there are many problems like this. So option C is correct. A is equal to B. You can check it out. Similarly, the term independent of x in the expansion, the same manner you have to do it. For example, x power 7 madadnala, second sum multiply madadu, kind of that. Try it out. Okay, let's go to the other simple problems. The value of 10c1 plus 10c2 plus 10c3 plus so on up to 10c9, okay, is equal to what? For this you have to use the formula. Till here it was a bit lengthy. These problems are very, very easy. Okay. All this problem will be a good revision for you, but from here the CET problems actually start. Okay. 10c1, 10c2, 10c3, so on up to 10c9. Okay. ಈ ತರ questions ಬರುತ್ತೆ exam ಗೆ. 10c1 plus 10c2, once again 10c naught ಇತ್ತಾ? No, you didn't have 10c naught. Okay. Plus so on up to 10c9. Okay. So ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, there is a formula which I gave, nc naught plus nc1 plus nc2 plus so on up to plus ncn will be equal to 2 power n. nc naught ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ncn ವರೆಗೂ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will be equal to 2 power n ಅಂತ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರ್ಸಿದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10c naught ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಸಪೋಸ್ 10c naught and 10c10 ಇವೆರಡು ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ. 10c naught ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು 10c10 ವರೆಗೂ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ 2 power 10 ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ here what I did was ಈ ತರ ಇರೋದಲ್ವಾ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. So I'm going to add 10C naught. If I'm adding 10C naught, I should also subtract 10C naught. Alva. And I'm going to add 10C10. Then I should also subtract 10C10. Alva. Add idanna irlilla adu add madide. Idu irlilla add madidini. So averdu illi barkondidini. Okay. What is the value of this? The value of this is 2 power 10. Minus 10C10 is 1. 10C naught is also 1. So minus 1 will become minus 2. So therefore this value will become 2 to the power 10 minus 2. I'll repeat it again. Okay. So this was the question. What did I do for this question? I simply added 10C naught and I added 10C10. So if I'm adding it, I should also subtract it so that the question doesn't change. So 10C naught minus 10C10. So either this two value, it will become 2 power 10. This value is 1, this value is 1. So minus 1 will become minus 2. So that's the answer. So in exams, in CET exams, this is how you get the questions. Okay. So 10C1, 10C2, so on. It is 2 to the power 10 minus 2, option C. Okay. So in the next question also, if n is an odd positive integer, 1 plus x square plus x cube whole to the power n is equal to, okay, let me write the question. 1 plus x square plus x cube whole to the power n is given as summation r is equal to 0 to 3n ar x to the power r. Then what is the value of a naught minus a1? Okay, alternate. Okay. So now, for example, just observe r is equal to 0 to 3n. Okay. Suppose you had given x as minus 1. Suppose you had given this x as minus 1, then you would have added like this. X minus 1 then it will become like this. Let's try to expand this. First, rx 0 kodbeku. A to the power 0 minus 1 to the power 0 is 1 itself. So bit pretty. Plus next to r 1 kodtira. A to the power 1 minus 1 whole to the power 1. Since the power is odd, minus 1 hage ulkodutte. So this minus and plus will become minus. Next a to r 2 kodbeku. First to 0 inda hididu 3n vargu hogbeku. 0 kotvi, 1 kotvi, 2 kodta idivi. So minus 1 to the power 2 is plus 1 itself. So this is a2 agate. Next ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ minus a3 plus a4 so on up to a3n. This is nothing but our question. This is what they have asked. Okay, they have asked what is the value of this. When did we get this type of expansion? When we put this as minus 1. Okay, so either the actual value 1 plus x square plus x cube whole to the power n. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ minus 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ವಿ. So illu now x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ minus 1 ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. So minus 1 the whole square will become plus 1. Minus 1 the whole cube will become minus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. 0 to the power n. 0 to the power n is 0. So either the expansion illide that is also equal to 0, which means this value is equal to 0. So I repeat it. Simple, very simple. Bekare this is the question. The question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ put x is equal to minus 1 ಹಾಕೋಣ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ this entire thing will get cancelled. You will get 0 power n. So next ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ minus 1 ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ you get it something like this. And if you expand it, you get a naught minus a1 plus a2 so on up to a3n, which is nothing but our question. So the value for the question is 0. That's the answer. Okay. Let's go to the 8th one. 1 plus ax power n, ax whole to the power n is equal to 1 plus 8x plus 24x square plus so on. Then which of the following is false? So you have to find the value of a and n by comparing the coefficients. Okay. So 1 plus ax idiyalva, 1 plus x whole to the power n expansion nc naught plus nc1x plus nc2x square plus so on up to ncn x power n. So ಅದೇ ತರ 1 plus ax whole to the power n ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ nc0 plus nc1 ax x ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ax nc2 ax the whole square plus so on. Okay, ಅದು ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಲಿ. Okay, they have told this is equal to that is nc0 plus nc1 ax plus nc2 ax the whole square plus so on. Nth term ಬರುತ್ತೆ, that's okay. It is equal to 1 plus 8x plus 24x square. ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೀ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ. ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ 8 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ nc1a. nc1 is nothing but n. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ na ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ na, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ 8. ಸೊ na is equal to 8, equation 1. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ನ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 24 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ a ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ nc2a ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 24. ಈ nc2 ನ ನಾವು n into n minus n factorial n minus 2 factorial 2 factorial a square as it is equal to 24. ಸೊ ಈ n factorial ನ ನಾವು n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. So that cancel ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. 2 factorial is nothing but 2 itself. So a square is equal to 24. Just observe this and this gets cancelled. So ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಿದೆ n into n square, n into n minus 1. So multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ n into n minus 1, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು a ಆಚೆ ಇದೆ, a square ಆಚೆ ಇದೆ, divided by 2 is equal to 24. I'm just trying to find the value of. So ಈ 2 ನ ಆ ಸೈಡ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 2 into 24 will become 48. ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು n square a square minus n a square ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. If you split it, n into n is n square a square, n into 1 is n a square. ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಈ n square a square ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, this n square a square can be written as na the whole square. na is 8 square ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 64 ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. na square ಆ ಸೈಡ್ 48 ಈ ಸೈಡ್. 64 minus 48 will give you 16. 16 is equal to na square. ಈ na square ನ ನಾನು na into a ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ na ಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. na is how much? 8. 8a is equal to 16. Therefore a is equal to 2. a value 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ n value 4 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. So a value is 2, n value is 4. We just equated it, that's it. X coefficient na equate ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, we got this. X square coefficient na equate ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, we got the value of a and n. A is 2, n is 4. Now let's check which is the correct condition in the given answer. In the given question, which is the correct one? The first one is a power n greater than n power a. A power n andre a is 2, n is 4. 2 power 4 is greater than 4 power 2. 2 power 4 is 16, 4 power 2 is 16. 16 greater than 16 is a false thing. You cannot have 16 greater than 16, so that's wrong. Second one, a power n, 2 power 4 is 16 hai, 4 power 2 is 16 hai. So 16 is equal to 16. That is also correct. Option B is correct. Option C, n is equal to 2a. 4 is equal to 2 into 2. That's correct. A square andre 2 square. 2 square is 4. 4 is equal to n. N value no 4 eradu. So it is correct. So option B, C, D is correct. Only option A is wrong. Therefore, option A is the false one. The coefficient of x power 5 in the expansion. Same way you have to do it, which you have already done it. So I'm not going to discuss that. Let's go to the next one. 2n cn plus 2n cn minus 1 is equal to 400. Then what is the value of 2n plus 2 cn plus 1? This is a very important question, such type. Okay. So the question that they've given is 2n cn minus 1 plus 2n cn plus 2n cn minus 1 is equal to 400. Then what is the value of 2n plus 2 cn plus 1? Cn plus 1. Yeah, this is what. Okay, now please observe this question. Now, ನಿಮಗೆ already one formula ನಾನು ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. NCR plus NCR minus 1 will be equal to N plus 1 CR. For example, 5C2, 5C1. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ it will be equal to 6C2. This value will be equal to 6C2. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿರುತ್ತೋ you have to increase the highest one, you have to take it. Okay, so I've already given that formula. So observe our question. 2NCN, 2NCN minus 1. What can I write this as using the formula? Observe the formula and compare it and tell me what can we write it as. N ಇರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ here n ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ n minus 1 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ r ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ r minus 1 ಇದೆ. Therefore it can be written as n plus 1. So n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 2n ಇದೆ, so 2n plus 1 c r ಅಲ್ವಾ, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ n ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Similarly this one, the question that they have given, 2n plus 2 cn plus 1. This one, can I write it? Observe carefully. Can I write it like this? 2n plus 1 cn plus 1 plus 2n plus 1 cn. ಬರಿಬಹುದಲ್ವಾ? ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಬೈ 1. ಸೊ 1 plus 1 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೇಮ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, NCR plus NCR minus 1. ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ NCR ಅಂತ, n plus 1 CR ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? n ಸೇಮ್. ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, n ಸೇಮ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ 1. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಬೈ 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2n plus 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And this highest value will take it. So this is the question that they have asked. I want the value of this, but this can be split it as like this. Okay. If you observe carefully, why I did like this was because I know the value of this. So either value sikkide already 400 plus ivaga either the value sikkidre the problem is done. Okay, but actually these two are equal. Henge andre we know that NCR and NCN minus R are same. Alva, you observe madi. So ivaga for example 2n plus 1, or let's take this 2n plus 1 c n plus 1 is equal to, according to this formula, NCR is same as NCN minus R. So 2n plus 1 c n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ 2n plus 1 minus r ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ n plus 1. So minus n minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 2n minus n is n. So 2n plus 1 cn. So observe ಮಾಡಿ, 2n plus 1 cn ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೋ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನು ಅದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 400 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನು 400 ಇರುತ್ತೆ using the formula. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ವಾಪಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೇಮೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಷನ್ using the formula 2n plus 1 factorial divided by you will get n factorial into n plus 1 factorial ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. If you expand this also you will get the same expansion like this. ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇವೆರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. So both are equal. So 400 plus 400 is 800. So that's the answer. For this question, you can take a screenshot of this, the formula that I have used, everything. Some question, these are from my IITs also. Okay, let's go to the 11th one. NC1 plus 4 NC2 plus 4 square NC3 plus so on 4n to the power n minus 1 is equal to what? What is the value of this? This is also a CET question. I don't remember which year. Okay, but very recently itself. So let's find the value of it. What's the question? NC1 plus NC1, sorry, N4 into NC2. So ಅದನ್ನ NC2 into 4 ಅಂತಾನೂ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. NC3 into 4 square plus so on up to NCN 4 to the power n minus 1. Okay, it is like this. See, what you have to do, always try to do is get it in the standard form. Okay, standard form ididre ee tara irtittu. NC0 ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ NC0 ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ NC1 4 plus nc2 4 square. See here, in denominator ಏನು ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅದೇ ಪವರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so this one, if you observe, okay, what I'll do is let me assume this value as y. ಈ value ನ y ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀನಿ. Okay, what I'm going to do is both the sides I'm going to multiply by 4. Okay, ಅವಾಗ nc1 4 plus nc2 4 square 4 ಇಂದ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ncn 4 to the power n minus 1 plus 1. 4 ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 4 to the power n minus 1 into 4 to the power 1 minus 1 plus 1 ಹೋಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, so that's why I've written is equal to 4y. Okay, but nc not ಇನ್ನೂ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ, only then it will be in standard form. So I'm going to add both the sides nc naught. So nc naught plus nc naught ಅನ್ನೋದು, what is nc naught? 1 alva, so I'll take it as 1. Okay, this is in the standard form. Standard form of what? 1 plus x power n. E standard form alli ಇದೆ. 1 plus x power n to standard form ಏನು? nc naught nc1 into x plus nc2 into x square plus nc3 into x cube plus so on up to ncn x power n. Observe ಮಾಡಿ, same standard form. nc naught nc1 into x nc2 into x square standard form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. So ಈ standard form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ 1 plus x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಇದೆ. 1 plus 4 whole to the power n is equal to 4y plus 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 to the power n is equal to 4y plus 1. I actually need y. So solve ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you get 5 to the power n minus 1 by 4 is equal to y. That's the answer. So it's clearly it is not in the standard form. So I just multiply. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು? nc1 ಇದ್ರೆ 4 ಇರಬೇಕು, nc2 ಇದ್ರೆ 4 ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. So one then I mean for each term 4 ಅನ್ನೋದು ಲೆಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So I'm going to multiply throughout by 4. So I got it like this. ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ nc naught is missing. So I just added nc naught LHS and RHS. nc naught is nothing but 1. Okay, this can be written as what? 1 plus 4 whole to the power n, which is 5 to the power n. From here you can find the value of y, because this is the value that I need, which I have taken it as y. So y value ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು. So y is equal to 5 to the power n minus 1 by 4. So let's go to the next one. This you should only tell me the total number of terms in the expansion x plus y whole to the power 100 plus x minus y whole to the power 100. This is a very easy one. ಎಷ್ಟು terms ಇರುತ್ತೆ? Before getting into it, before going to this question, just tell me x plus a whole to the power n ಗೆ ನಾವು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೀತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? How many terms will we get? x plus a ಗೆ x plus a whole to the power n ಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೀತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Shreyas, Janavi, are you guys there? How many terms do we get? ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you get n plus 1 terms ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ n plus 1 terms ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೀವು 0 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? n ಹತ್ರ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು? n plus 1 ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ x plus y whole to the power 100, x plus y whole to the power 100 and x minus y whole to the power 100 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 101 ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ and ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 101 ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. But that does mean totally add ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 201 terms ಆಗತ್ತಂತ, 202 terms ಆಗತ್ತಂತ ಬರೀತೀವಾ? No. Why? Because certain terms will get cancelled. If you observe x plus y whole to the power 100 na expand ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you get nc naught x to the power 100 plus nc1 x to the power 99 y, nc2 x to the power 98 y square plus so on nc, sorry n ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಅಲ್ವಾ, so 100, sorry, n is 100 c2, so it will become 100 c 100 y to the power 100. That is for x plus y whole to the power 100. So x minus y whole to the power 100 ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? Alternate plus and minus, same thing. 100 c naught x to the power 100 minus 100 c1 x to the power 99 y plus 100 c2 x to the power 98 y square. Next to minus ಬರುತ್ತೆ, so on up to this is positive, I mean even number, therefore 100 C 100 Y 100. If you observe all these odd terms all next to C3 C5 C7 ಈ ತರ odd terms ಎಲ್ಲ cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So 1 ಇಂದ 100 ವರೆಗೂ ನಿಮಗೆ 50 odd terms ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, 50 odd numbers ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ AP ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, 1 3 5 7 up to 99 ಇದಿಷ್ಟು odd numbers. Number of terms calculate ಮಾಡಿ AN ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು you get n as 50. So totally ಅಂದ್ರೆ 50 terms cancel ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Totally you will get 50 terms cancelled, and all other things will be 2 times this here, same thing ಇದೆ. So 2 times 2 times 2 times. So total ಆಗಿ ಇದಿದ್ದು 101, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಹೋಯ್ತು. 50 ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ? 51 terms. Okay, because everything will be like this. After simplification, 2 times 100 C0 x to the power 100 plus 2 times 100 C2 x to the power 98 y square ಈ ತರ. So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 50 terms cancel ಆಯ್ತು, ಇನ್ನ 51 terms ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. Okay, therefore you will have 51 terms. 50 terms ಮಾತ್ರ cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Cancel ಆಗೋದಲ್ಲ odd numbers. So x plus y whole to the power 100, x minus y whole to the power 100. After cancellation, it will be 51. Okay. So 13th one again is a formula type. You can do it. R plus 1 term formula. Use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ you can do it. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. You can try it out. 14th one. CR is the binomial coefficient of 101. ಅಂದ್ರೆ n value is 100, 101. Okay na. NCR ಅಂತ ಬರೀತೀವಲ್ಲ. Okay, ಅದರ ಬದಲು ಅವರು CR is the binomial coefficient of order 101 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, which means 101 CR ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. NCR ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬದಲು okay, you can say CR is the binomial coefficient of order n ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. NCR ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬದಲು, I repeat it, you can say CR is the binomial coefficient of order n ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So ಇವಾಗ n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 101 ಇದೆ, so 101 CR. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, C0 plus C1 plus C2 so on up to C50. What is the value of it? ಅಂದ್ರೆ usually ಇದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, NCR ನ ಅವರು usually CR ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. Okay, so NC0 ನಾವು ಬರೀ C0 C1 C2 ಅಂತಾನೂ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. Okay, but n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬಂದು 101. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿರೋದು C0 plus C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus so on up to plus C50. ಅಂದ್ರೆ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿದೆ? 101. ಸೊ 101 C1, 101 C2, 101 C3, 101 C3 so on up to 101 C50. So ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ. Okay, so we have to find the value of this. Now suppose again the same formula we are going to use, NC0 plus NC1 plus so on up to NC n. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ 2 power n ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಿದ್ವಿ. NC0 NC1 so on up to NCn. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ n ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 101 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ 101 C0 101 C1 plus 101 C2 plus so on up to 101 Cn ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ 101 ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ 2 to the power 101 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದಿತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 101 C50 ವರೆಗೂ ಇದೆ. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಐ ಕುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡನ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, 101 C ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 51 ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 101 C50. ಹೆಂಗೆ? ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, NCR is same as NC n minus R. So 101 C51 is equal to 101 C 101 minus 51. 101 minus 51 is what? 50. So 101 C1 will be this and this will be equal. So what I'm trying to say is, really missing things. 101 C51, 101 C52 plus so on up to 101 C101. ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ 202 to the power 101 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬೋದಿತ್ತು. But these things are not there ಅಲ್ವಾ. But these things 101 C51, this is actually equal to 101 C50. I've done that. 101 C52, it is actually equal to 49. Okay, 101 C101, it is also equal to 100 C0. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಬಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? everything is double time. So I can write this as 2 times 101 C naught, 101 C1 plus 1 up to 101 C50 is equal to 2 to the power 101 ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. But ನನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಇದೆಷ್ಟೇ, ಈ 2 ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. So this 2 comes here. So 2 to the power 101 by 2. So that will become 2 to the power of 100. I'll do it again. Maybe it will be a confusion for you. So I'll clarify it again. The formula is very simple. Nc0 plus Nc1 plus Nc2 up to Ncn. ಈ ತರ ಇದ್ರೆ 2 power n ಅಂತ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. So ಹಂಗ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ 101 C0 plus 101 C1 plus so on. ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು 101 C50. Let's take the other things also. 101 C51, 101 C52 plus so on up to 101 C101. So this and this formula prakara ide. So I can write it as 2 to the power 101 anta baribodu. Okay, but this is not my question. Okay, but unfortunately this 100 C51 is same as 100 C50. 52 is same as 49. Using this formula, NCR is same as NC n minus 1. For example, 101 C52, it is equal to 101 C 101 minus 52. 101 minus 52 is 49. So 52 is same as 49. That's what I said. C52 is same as C49. Adhe tara next 48, 47 ange barutte. C101 is same as C0. So ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಎರಡೆರಡು ಸರಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಎರಡು ಸರಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ 49 49 ಎರಡು ಸರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎರಡು ಸರಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಎರಡೆರಡು ಸರಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So I can write it as 2 times 101. 101 ಹೇಳಕ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ 2 times C0, 2 times C1, 2 times C2, so on up to 2 times C50 is equal to 2 to the power 100. I just want this value. I don't want this value. So get it to the denominator. Simplify it. 2 to the power of 101 minus 1, which is 2 to the power 100. So that's the answer. So 2 times. Okay. So option C will be correct. 2 to the power 100. Again, this one, if the coefficients of 2r minus 2, the term, and r plus 5th terms in the expansions are equal. Same thing which we have done. For example, question number 4th one, if the coefficient of x power 7 is equal to coefficient of x power minus 7, anta madidala same type. So I'll give it as a task for you. Try it out. And this, the coefficient of x power 33 in the expansion of the coefficient of x power 33 in the expansion of summation r is equal to 0 to 50. Okay, so I'll just write it down. X power 33 coefficient beku, summation r is equal to 0 to 50 cr x minus 9 whole to the power 50 minus r into 8 to the power r. Okay, usually ಇದರ summation ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. summation r is equal to 0 to let's say 10 ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, x to the power r ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈ summation ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ r ಗೆ 0 ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ x power 0 is 1. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ r ಗೆ 1 ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ r ಗೆ 2 ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, up to 10. So this is how you expand it. ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ this will be like this. Actually it will be a very big number. But if you use the formula of binomial expansion, in already ನಾನು ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದೆ, x plus a whole to the power n. I'll tell you how. First of all, I'll tell you how big it is. First ನೀವು r ಗೆ 0 ಕೊಟ್ರೆ then it will become 50 c0 x minus 9 whole to the power 50 minus 0 is 50 itself into 8 to the power 0. Next r ಗೆ 1 ಕೊಟ್ರೆ 50 c1 x minus 9 whole to the power 49 8 to the power 1 and so on. ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If you observe carefully, so ನಮಗೆ x to the power 33 coefficient ಬೇಕು. So x minus 9 whole to the power 50 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ x to the power 33 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ x to the power 33 ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ x to the power 33 coefficients ಬರುತ್ತೆ. If you solve like this, it will take huge time. Okay, but I'm going to use the binomial expansion formula. Observe, x plus a whole to the power n ಗೆ ನಾನೊಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದೆ. It can be written as r is equal to 0 to n ncr x to the power n minus r into a to the power r. You just compare ಮಾಡಿ. Summation r is equal to 0 to 50. Same idea. Just it is exactly looking like same. But ಇವಾಗ x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ x minus 9 ಇದೆ. a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಇದೆ. This summation and this summation are looking exactly the same thing. ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಇದೆ. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ here n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ n ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ 50 ಇದೆ. Next to n minus r. So ಇಲ್ಲೂ n minus r ಇದೆ. 50 cr ncr. ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ಬದಲು x minus 9 ಇದೆ. a ಬದಲು 8 ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Therefore this can be written as x plus a whole to the power n. Andre x ಏನು? X is x minus 9. And what is our a? Our a is 8 whole to the power n. N is 50. Okay. Minus 9 plus 8 is x minus 1 whole to the power 50. Andre ಈ summation ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋದನ್ನ we can write it like this. This entire thing can be written like this. X to the power minus 1 whole to the power 50. So x to the power 1 whole to the power 50. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ coefficient ಬೇಕು? X to the power 33. It's very easy. nc naught x to the power 50. ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ alternate plus and minus ಬರ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. But it will be like this. nc1 x to the power 49. ಇದರ expand ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು? x to the power 33 ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದರದ್ದು coefficient ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದು even ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್, ಆಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 33 is odd. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಮೈನಸ್ nc n ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 50 ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು. 50c something I don't know what is the value of r. Let's keep it is equal to x to the power 33. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 33 ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 17 ಇರಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ? x to the power n minus r. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 33 n minus r ನಿಮಗೆ 33 ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ n value we know it is 15. 15 minus r is equal to 33. Therefore r should be 17. Therefore the coefficient of x power 33 is this. Okay, you expand. I will tell it again. Let's not get confused. This summation looks exact. So therefore this can be written in this form. So x ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ x minus 9 ಇದೆ, a ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಇದೆ. Therefore I got this. So ಇದನ್ನ expand ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ nc naught x to the power 50 minus nc1 x to the power 49 plus ಅಂದ್ರೆ n ಅಂದ್ರೆ 50 ಅಲ್ವಾ? So 50 ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Next 50c2 x to the power 48 minus 50c3 x to the power 47. Okay, ಈ ತರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಡ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ x to the power 33 ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದರದ್ದು ಕೋಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೈನಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 50c ಇಲ್ಲಿ 33 ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 17 ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 50 minus 17 is 33. So x to the power 33, you will get it like this. So either the coefficient is minus 50c 17. So that's the answer. The correct option for that is 16th one, option C, minus 50c 33 anta ide, which you can use the formula ncr is equal to ncn minus r. 50c 17 is equal to 50c 50 minus 17, that is 33. Option B will be correct. Okay. The coefficient of x power 4 in the expansion. Okay. This again, same formula like for example, we have done this question. The coefficient of x power 7 in the expansion of 1 minus x square plus x3 whole to the power 6. Question number 2. Exact way you have to do it. Again, that also I'll give it as a task. The term independent of x. The term independent of x andre x to the power 0. X coefficient 0 ಆಗಿರೋದನ್ನ the term independent of x ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. You know this very well. You would have solved it in class also. So 17th one and 18th one is very similar. What is the x power 4 coefficient? Here we have to find x power 0 coefficient. That's it. Okay. That I'll just skip it. I'll go to the other important question. Such kinds you might not get it, but 19th one, 20th one, these type of questions. 23rd one. Okay. This you can solve it very quickly. So let's solve that. The value of 7C0, 7C1 plus 7C1, 7C2, so on up to 7C6 plus 7C7. Could you guess what will be the value? This formula already helidini. Give it a try. The value of 7C0 plus 7C1, 7C1, 7C2, so on up to 7C6, 7C7. I've already given you the formula for this. What does the formula resemble like? We are just used it very recently. We used it. Can anyone guess what will be the formula? A pairs and observe madi 7C0 plus 7C1. Does it resemble any kind of formula? Think. Shreya, Janvi, others. Do they resemble any kind of formula? We have already given it, right? NCR plus NCR minus 1. N plus 1 CR anta baribodu. So using that logic, observe madi. See, n value same irbeku. Illi enide adike 1 kammi irbeku. Ee tara idre n value 1 increase agutte ashte. Observe madi, n value 7 and 7 ide. Illi 1 ide, illi 0 ide. So it will become 7 irodu 1 increase agre 8C1. You have to take the highest one. R and R minus 1, we are taking R itself. So 8C1 agate. This will become what? 7C1, 7C2. It will become what? 8C2. So on up to 7C6, 7C7 will become what? 7C6, 7C7. What should I write it as? Same formula. I'll write it as 8C7. Now I have to find the value of this. Now we know there is a formula which says that suppose 8C0, 8C1 plus 8C2 plus so on up to 8C8. 2 par 8 anta baribodittu. Okay, yen missing ide 8C0 matte 8C8. Same formula which we have done it already. Problem. So 8C0 na add madkotini, 8C8 nanu add madkotini. Okay, but if you cannot simply add it, you should also subtract it. 8C0 minus 8C8. Okay. So this complete value is what? 2 to the power 8. Minus either the value 1, either the value 1. Minus 1, minus 1. So 2 to the power 8 minus 2. That's the answer. Okay. Remember this formula, we have used it many places. NC0, NC1 plus NC2 plus so on up to NCN is equal to 2 to the power n. Actually, this formula is also used in sets chapter. In set chapter, suppose there is a set A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many number of subsets do you get? How many number of subsets do you get for this? What will be the formula? What's the formula, students? The set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Idike ಎಷ್ಟು subsets ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Total number of subsets is given by what formula? Am I audible? Shreyas, Janavi? The question is very simple. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then how many number of subsets you get? In formula, if n elements is there, it is 2 to the power n. Alva. It is actually using this itself. Okay. So, combination. This is combination is what? Selecting, right? So you can, out of n elements, you don't select any elements. Plus out of n elements, you select only one. Like that, you can do up to NCN. Either the value n or 2 power n. That is how you got the formula for this power set. Okay, power set only, ಎಷ್ಟು elements irutte? 2 power n elements irutte. That's how you got it. Okay. So let's do one last problem, then we'll just find it out. I'll do 20th one, 18C15 into 2 to the power 18C16, 17C16 plus 1. 18C15 plus 2 times 18C16 plus 17C16 plus 1 equals NC3. So just stop sharing. If you observe here, okay, this you have to solve it. Direct solve it will take very, very long time. Here we are supposed to find the value of n. I'm going to use the same formula. Observe this 2 times ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನ split ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. 18C15 2 times ನಾನು 18C16 plus 18C16 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, plus 17C16 plus 1 is equal to NC3. Now just observe this, I can combine and I can make the formula. N value same ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. Therefore n plus 1, that is 19C16 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, plus 18C16 17C16 plus ಈ 1 ನಾನು 17C17 because NCN is 1 equals NC3. This 1 can be written as 17C17. I'm going to use the formula for this. Observe n value same ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 17 ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 16 ಇದೆ, 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. Therefore this will become, let me write it here, 19C16 plus 18C16. These two combined together, n value increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 1 value increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, 18C17 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, is equal to NC3. Again same way you have to use the formula. Combine these two things. Observe n value same ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. So 19C16 plus it will become 19C17 is equal to NC3. So this you can combine. Again n value same ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ. Therefore 19 plus 1 20C17 is equal to NC3. So comparing, okay, n will be equal to 20. So this formula, as I told you in binomial theorem chapter, you'll be using this a lot, okay. And this formula, NC0 plus NC1 plus NC2 plus so on up to NCN is equal to 2 power n. Suppose bari odd numbers na use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 power n minus 1. ಅದೇ ತರ ಬರೀ even numbers na use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು 2 power n minus 1. Okay, these are very, very important, these formulas. So the other questions I'll give it as a task for you. You can try it at home. The term, again 22nd one, the term independent of x andre x to the power 0. Okay, the other things are also same type, so you can try it out. Okay, so just stop sharing. So tomorrow we'll start with another chapter. So with this, binomial theorem is completed. That's it, students. Thank you.